Hello, and thank you for joining us on the Stay Healthy Knoxville podcast, brought to you by Simply Physio, aimed at helping you live an enjoyable, fit, and healthy life in and around our community of Knoxville, Tennessee. And now, here is your host, Dr. John Mark Chesney.
Hey guys, I'm here with Julie Callis, and she is super excited to have on the show today. She's with Young Living and also a fellow Clemson Tiger alumni.
Go Tigers.
That's right. So yeah, Julie, she's been doing work with essential oils for a few years. She's really known in the area as just an expert, and has helped out my family. And so I'm excited to hear some of her expert knowledge and to share with all of us about how she incorporates essential oils into her just everyday rhythm. And yeah, also Julie, I'd love to hear how it all got started with you, and introduction to essential oils and some of that backstory.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I have fond memories of John Mark driving me back from Clemson to Knoxville on a Christmas break or two. Yeah, essential oils came into our family very much in a time of need. It was 4 years ago, and my daughter was 2.5. She was in and out of the doctor's office. I was missing a ton of work. I was kind of in that desperate mom situation. And it's also when Facebook started exploding with people talking about essential oils. Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, this either is a crazy hype thing, and it's going to come and go, and it's just going to be a trend, just like everything else, or there's something to it. And I have some really, really good trusted friends who were talking about essential oils. They were talking about their kids sleeping through the night and their kids staying healthy. And I kept thinking, maybe
sleeping through the night.
Sleeping through the night. I mean, that's magic to a mom's ears, right? Mm-hmm. And I was expecting my son, who came along a few months later. And it was just a time in my life where I knew I needed to try something different. Mm-hmm. I had done all of the things I knew to do, but I didn't have any tools for staying healthy or for being proactive. All I knew was run to the doctor, take all the medicines. I didn't have any tools. And I wasn't empowered. I didn't know anything about staying healthy and being proactive with health. So my girlfriend, Emily, she is one of those people that when you meet them, you're like, I trust you. You are so loyal and you're so kind, and there would never be anything untrustworthy about you. And so she's the one who's telling me how awesome essential oils are and how her boys have been healthy and how her boys have been sleeping through the night. And I'm thinking, well, if you're saying this, then I trust that. And so I went to my husband and, did the whole song and dance of we need to try this for our family. And so we did. And we saw results pretty quickly. My daughter just got into a rhythm of wellness. We were able to kind of break that chain of being sick over and over and over again.
How old did you say?
She was 2.5.
2.5, okay. And
she was in preschool 4 days a week. And you know how it is at preschool. Like, one kid will bring in the germs, and then all the kids leave with it. And then they bring it back. And then, so it was just over and over and over. Just this cycle that I wanted to break. And so we really bought essential oils for one oil. It was called Thieves, which sounds crazy and silly. And at that point in time, I didn't even know what essential oils were. But I was ready to try something new and try something natural. I've always kind of had that natural bend to my thinking. I love plants. I know that God created plants for a purpose, but I didn't know why or how or what, and I didn't understand the science behind it. But I was willing to give it a try. So from there, I just started talking about it, and I started telling people that we were having health and wellness and that we were feeling good. And the cool thing about oils, too, is it's not just about wellness, but plants and breathing in different oils can affect your mood and affect child's tantrums. Mm-hmm. And that was the thing that sold my husband, hands down. He saw her in this full-out tantrum. And then I basically attacked her with some essential oils. I rubbed them all over her neck and her wrists, and she fought me. And then a few seconds later, it was just calm and peace. And it was like, the angels were singing. And he was like, what did you do? And what is in that bottle? And so that kind of started our path of finding out more about natural lifestyle, natural living, and just understanding what it is to have tools in your home.
Nice. And so with your, so really just started with your own family. Did going into like using essential oils, like did you have any coming into it like skepticism or like?
I did.
I mean, or were you kind of just jumping all in and?
I would see the posts on Facebook, and you know how it is when you see something. Like I thought, there's got to be some catch to this. Mm-hmm. Nobody like just has health and wellness handed to them. And granted, there's a site. Your body has to adjust, and your immune system has to build up. You can't just immediately have an overnight switch. But I was skeptical, and I didn't know what oils were. And, as a teenager, I remember thinking like oil on your skin. Oh no, like that's not good. You don't want oil. Mm-hmm. Oil is not a positive thing. But just kind of coming to understand that every plant has different properties and it was created for a specific purpose. And reading through some research books, we have some really interesting resources that I was starting to read. And so once I saw them work once, I just wanted to learn more and more and more. And that's kind of where I landed.
Sure.
4 years later.
Well, with and I'm pretty much a novice when it comes to essential oils too. And there's probably a lot of our listeners may have probably heard about them, probably smelled them. Mm-hmm. A lot of people have. Just out in shops and different things, incorporating them. But if you were just to explain like what is an essential oil, kind of come into the basics.
Sure. There's a process to getting an essential oil from a plant. Young Living is the company that I work with specifically, and we have farms all over the world. So when we grow our crop with, say, lavender or peppermint, you grow this crop of lavender and you have these plants. And Young Living will go out and they will test the plants at specific points and look for specific characteristics of that plant for it to be ready to harvest. And so once they harvest it, they bring it all together and they lay it out and they let it dry out and start to die. So when a plant starts to die, all the oils come to the surface and it's the blood and they're trying to survive. And so they become more vibrant. And that's when they put it in the cooker. And the cooker are these huge vats. They're like 8 to 10 feet deep, and they pack them really tightly with the plant material. And then they turn on the pressure, and it's like a pressure cooker. It's low heat, not hot steam, it's cold steam, and the oils rise to the surface. So when that steam starts, the oils rise to the surface and then get siphoned off into a container. And so it's truly like the blood of the plant. And there are different techniques for different types of plants. Rose petals are pressed. Orange oils and like other citrus oils are cold pressed from the rind, not the actual juice of the plant. So every oil has its own different technique, but they all they're not oily. When you feel the oil, it's not oily. It evaporates pretty quickly, and it soaks into your skin very quickly. It's not an oily it doesn't leave a residue. So and like you were saying, well, what is it and how do you use it? Mm-hmm. We talked a few minutes ago about the different types of ways to use it. So we have a diffuser going here in the room, and a diffuser is this little. It looks like a
a Christmas. Like. You said a Christmas blend?
Yes, I have a Christmas blend in here. It's called Christmas Spirit, and it smells like Christmas. It smells so good. But a diffuser is basically it's kind of like a like a humidifier type thing, and it sits on your table, and it's usually kind of pretty, but you put water in it and you add just 2 or 3 drops of essential oil. And
just 2 or 3 drops.
2 or 3 drops.
Really?
Yep. And it fills up the room, and everyone in the room gets the benefit when you diffuse. So if you're looking for a specific purpose, like, you want to calm everybody down in the room, you'll put in 2 drops of lavender or 2 drops of frankincense, and you want to calm everybody down. And it does. It benefits everybody. Now, if, say, someone needs some help with respiratory, with, breathing well, you can apply it directly to that person and like rub it on their chest. Maybe mix it with a little coconut oil. So using oils topically is also a great way to use them and to get a benefit maybe for a specific person. Or say you're driving down the road and you've got an 8-hour ride ahead of you and you're starting to get really sleepy, And you can use a drop of peppermint on the back of your neck, and that will energize you and wake you up. Peppermint's really good for energizing and focus. It's great to diffuse while you're working. And then internally too, and that's kind of a controversial topic because there are a whole lot of essential oil companies out there. And we actually were the first. Young Living's been around for 25 years. And essential oils have really been on the scene for the past 5 or 6 years because of Facebook. Facebook really and truly like opened up the floodgates of the crazy essential oil movement. And but so 25 years ago, we were the only ones doing it, and our oils have been researched and cataloged, and all of the techniques have been just nailed down, and they've got it really down to a science. And so now there are a lot of copycats popping up, and these copycats don't have farms that they've been farming on for 25 years. They don't have practices they've been implementing for all of these years. They're just trying to figure it out as they go, and so. A lot of times there are other ingredients put in the bottles, or they're watered down, or they're not very potent. Our oils, like 1 drop of lavender oil, is very potent, and it will do a lot of things. 1 drop of lavender oil from like a grocery store is not as potent. It's been watered down, and so you would probably need 10 drops to get the same benefit of 1 drop of young lemon oil.
Yeah, just for reference, you said you added like 1 or 2 drops in for the diffuser that we're enjoying right now.
Yes.
How long does that last for?
It depends on the diffuser. Some of them run up to 12 hours.
Wow.
This one particularly runs 6 to 8 hours.
Okay.
It just kind of depends on which one you're using, how much water it holds, how much steam comes out.
But you continue like enjoying the benefits of what you're diffusing for that long out of 1 or 2 drops.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. It's pretty incredible. So in our home, our kids, we fill up the diffuser at bedtime, and they get lavender and cedarwood. Cedarwood's amazing for helping kind of turn off the switch of your brain and enter into good rest. It helps release melatonin in your brain. And so we diffuse that in their room every night. We diffuse that in our room every night. And it's just a great way to kind of get everybody calm and ready for bed.
Nice. So we kind of going back to your story. So you really got introduced, to the oils by, a friend that you trusted, and then I saw the impact that it had on your family's health, and your children in particular, just the behavior and health. And then I guess from there to where you are right now with Young Living, if you kind of take us through like kind of that thought process, or just kind of what you went through to get from a consumer to someone who's kind of spreading the knowledge and information.
Yeah, it's so crazy how simple it's been. It's been a lot of hard work to market and learn and educate. But honestly, it really comes down to someone saying, I just tried this and it was amazing. You should try it too. And that's really how my business has grown. It's very much word of mouth. It's very much referral. It's a lot like how I bought mine from Emily, and I trusted her. And so people have trusted me, and people have trusted my friends. And so our network has grown to be very large, and it's become a community. We have an online Facebook group where we share recipes and testimonials, and people ask questions, and we do contests. In fact, Faith won an oil on our contest this week, John Mark's wife. But we just have this online community where it feels safe, and you are empowered to learn. And so we love to provide resources for anyone who is seeking out tips on essential oils or toxin-free living. One of the biggest pieces for me, as I was starting this as a business, was because I used essential oils originally for my kids and for my daughter specifically. And then I had been suffering from headaches since I was probably 12 years old. And it was just this ongoing. I would go and see all these specialists, and they would always just say, oh, I'm so sorry. You just get headaches. There was never an answer. And so when the oils started working for my daughter, I thought, oh, good, maybe I'll figure out how to help my headaches. And what I ended up figuring out was there was no remedy for the headaches. It was that they were being triggered by ingredients in our home that were not healthy. So as I was using the oils, it kind of became this trickle down effect to our life. we were learning that there are ingredients in cleaning products, ingredients in our household care products, like our shampoos and conditioners and skincare and all of that, candles that are not healthy to breathe in or to apply to your skin or to ingest. I was learning that my Clorox wipes that I adored, I was quite the Clorox aficionado, that they were exactly what was causing those headaches for all those years. And looking back over all those years and the trends, I was a self-proclaimed OCD germaphobe. And so I loved cleaning products. I would buy any new cleaning product that I would find on the market. And even like in college, my roommates to this day would say she was obsessed with cleaning. And so I had no idea that that's what was causing my headaches. Nobody said you should try not cleaning with harsh chemicals. And so it was just everyday general stuff like Clorox wipes. And so as I'm, using the essential oils, my friend Emily, she said, "Oh, you've got to try the Thieves Household Cleaner." And I heard cleaner and I said, "Yes, I will buy that. I love cleaning products." And I'm that weird person that loves cleaning products. And so I bought the Thieves Household Cleaner. It smells like Christmas. Thieves is cinnamon, eucalyptus, rosemary, lemon, and clove, all very wonderful smelling things. And so I'm using this cleaning product and I'm realizing I don't need my kitchen cleaner anymore. I don't need my floor cleaner anymore. I'm replacing all of my cleaning products and my Clorox wipes with Thieves Cleaner. And it took me probably 2 months to look back and realize that the headaches had completely disappeared.
Wow.
After, I don't know, almost 20 years of headaches, totally gone. And so that was when the light bulb went off and I went from being a consumer to everyone has to know this and I'm going to figure out how and why this happened and I want to spread the word. And so that just kind of started the snowball effect of becoming an intentional business builder because I knew it was something that I wished someone had told me years before.
Sure. And so, bring up the topic of kind of different options for cleaning. Are there other, most people would probably their understanding of essential oils is something you smell, right? But you've already brought up a number of, other ways that you can benefit from, their health, how they impact your health. Are there other kind of ways or things that people wouldn't have known if they're kind of just a casual observer like myself? Kind of in the topic of, cleaning or other areas like that?
Yeah. I think that when you look at essential oils, a lot of times we have been using them for years and years. We just didn't know. So you can think about your toothpaste. Well, your toothpaste is peppermint. Now, it may not actually be peppermint from the plant, but it has a chemical makeup that is copied from actual peppermint. And so you can see that in all kinds of other products like shampoo and conditioner and body lotion and skincare. A lot of times it will, like herbal marketed products are not actually the herbs that they're marketed to be. They smell like it. But that fragrance, that artificial fragrance is actually what has endocrine disrupting properties. And when I say endocrine disrupting, I mean interrupts your sleep patterns, interrupts your emotional patterns, your hormones, skin, all sorts of things are impacted by your endocrine system. And when you're messing that up, you're going to have a domino effect of health and wellness issues. And so Young Living's stance is that all of our products have ingredients that are safe and that are not hormone and endocrine disrupting. And so we're using the actual plants. So we're actually using lavender in our lotion or we're using actual peppermint and cinnamon in our toothpaste.
Sounds so simple, huh?
It's so simple. And it's kind of hilarious because it's really and truly going back to what our great-great-grandparents were doing. You know, they were using ginger to help with a stomach issue. They were using peppermint, for stomach and digestion things as well. So it's really and truly going back to the basics.
Awesome.
It's a lot of fun.
Well, there's a few other things that we want to talk about. One is Julie has a testing device. Right. So I'm going to get tested here in a minute, and we want to also go over a few other just common questions that people have that Julie hears concerning essential oils or even getting started, like what's the best way to get started. But before we go there, we just want to have a quick break, and you'll hear a word from our sponsor, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Stay Healthy Knoxville is sponsored by Simply Physio, a physio clinic that equips and empowers you to live your life to the fullest so that you can enjoy the things you love to do and be the person you are made to be. Simply Physio specializes in helping people 45 and over to get back to a healthy and active lifestyle, living free from pain medication and avoiding unnecessary surgery. Stay tuned until the end of the episode to receive a special gift from Simply Physio and enjoy listening to the rest of the episode.
All right, well, welcome back, guys. We're going to continue on here for the second half of our interview. And one thing about Stay Healthy Knoxville is we're all about the Knoxville experts and the advantage of knowing the people that are in your community and the advantages that we have by being connected here to the experts in Knoxville. And so Julie, with somebody like that's here in Knoxville, like, how do you serve the local community? What's the advantage of you being here with them here in Knoxville?
I love the Stay Healthy Knoxville idea because that is truly what our team has tried to do. We are a group, there's actually 4,000 or so of us here in Knoxville. Oh. My friend Erin, who is way more of an expert than I am, so I appreciate being here, but we have a really great team of educators who do this together here in Knoxville, but our friend Erin, she really launched the whole thing together, with us, and she's kind of paved the way for us. But we have a space here in Knoxville where we teach classes. We have at least one class a week. We talk about different topics. My specialty is toxin-free living, and that's where I talk about ingredients and making switches to your lifestyle, not just with essential oils, but like cleaning products and personal care products and dental care and skin care and all of that. And but we just have this local community of people that love to get together and learn together and support each other and encourage each other, that we can empower ourselves to learn about how to take care of our bodies. We don't have to kind of rely on what we've always heard. We can kind of do our own research, and it's just been a lot of fun to have that local community. So one of the really fun things that I love to do when we do classes at our classroom, I have this little device. It's called an iTovi. And there are several different brands. We actually have two of them available at our classroom. One is iTovi and one is Zyto. And they are a technology that a lot of different practitioners use. Now, I'm not a healthcare practitioner. I am not licensed to give medical advice in any way or form, shape or form, but I love to help people kind of figure out what direction to take. Mm-hmm. And a lot of, chiropractors and natural health practitioners use this type of technology. It's a lot like your Fitbit. Your Fitbit tells you how many steps you took. It tells you how your sleep patterns were. It can give you a lot of information about your body's network. Awesome. And how everything works together. So I have this little device here.
I'm looking at it right now.
John Mark has agreed to be tested with the iTovi. And basically what it's going to do is give you a list of products that your body could benefit from the most right now.
So do I pass or fail? Am I going to
surely you will pass right. Since you have started this Stay Healthy Knoxville movement.
We'll
I can't imagine that you would fail. And the products will give you kind of a clue as to what direction you need to move. If you're wondering, which oil should I use for a certain thing, it will kind of give you some direction. So I'm going to hand this to you.
All right.
And it actually connects to my phone. So I'm just going to hit a button and hit scan now, and you're going to hold it in your hand. So it has a little metal area that you just need to make sure you're touching the metal. You don't have to squeeze hard or anything like that. And you will feel a buzz at the beginning. We can keep talking. It's going to take. Okay, it's buzzing. So it takes about 2 minutes to run this scan, and it is connected with Young Living's products. So these companies also connect to other maybe supplement products. Supplement companies will connect with the iTovi or the Zyto as a way to kind of help their clients and customers find the best fit.
So kind of to almost like customize like the direction that would give them the most benefits.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And we were talking earlier about people getting overwhelmed by all of the options. One of the reasons people choose Young Living is because we have the most essential oil options out there. We have about 200 different oils, and that's a lot. Some companies have 8 to 10, and that's a little more to, easily digestible. But when you have this much at your disposal, you really want to learn and be able to use them well and feel empowered to try different ones. And so this helps you kind of narrow that down.
Sure, without getting overwhelmed at all the options.
Yes. And that's part of my job too, is I educate myself the best I can on the products. I feel like I have a kind of a good grasp on how to advise people when they are overwhelmed or when they're getting started. And the best part about it is it's such a gradual baby step process. So I started 4 years ago in November, and I really was in it for one oil, for that thieves oil. And
is that the most popular one? That's one I hear about.
It's kind of the one that's most famous, because honestly, I think because it works so dramatically and everybody's just wowed by it. That's probably it's the one with the highest reputation, I think, at this point. And so it, 4 years in, it's taken us 4 years to kind of get where we are today. And so a lot of people are like, oh, I could never learn as much as you learned. And well, it took me 4 years to even have a sliver of information. I don't understand all the ins and outs of the science. I'm fascinated by it and I want to learn it. Okay, it buzzed. So you're ready.
All right.
Okay. All right. Are you ready?
So I can let go?
You can let go. You can put it down. So it tells you the top 10 oils or supplements or other products from Young Living that would be a good fit for you. And I'm just going to highlight a few of them because it would take us a little bit to do all 10, but you will get the results and I'll make sure you know how to look them up. So
feel a little vulnerable here.
I know. It's always a little intimidating. It's very revealing.
Doing it to everybody.
Yes.
But I'm okay. I'm okay with that.
So one of the top ones is called Cool Azul. Cool Azul is a combination of essential oils. It's called a blend, and that's when they combine certain oils into one bottle. And
cool.
It has
Say it again.
Cool Azul.
Okay.
So you are Cool Azul. And that
I'm liking it. I'm liking it.
I know it's very hip. And Cool Azul is a combination of oils.
Does that mean I need to be more cool?
No, it actually means that it's for this will be very fascinating to you. It's actually for sore muscles and joints. So it is a combination of oils like wintergreen and Dorado Azul, which is a plant from, I believe, Australia or South America, one of the two. But it's a actual blue oil. So when you pour it into your hand, it's blue. And so these oils are all supporting of sore muscles and joints. And Cool Azul is one that you would use topically, generally topically. Okay. You wouldn't put it in your diffuser. That's not going to help your muscles. You wouldn't ingest it. You want to apply it directly to
the areas that are sore.
And we also have a Cool Azul pain cream that is made off of that essential oil blend. So you can either use the pain cream that's already blended for you, or you can make your own like massage blend with the essential oil. So another top one is called Essential Zymes 4, and it is a supplement. This is one that we keep in our house all the time, and you could use it every day, but it is an enzyme, so it helps you. It's a complex enzyme, so it helps you digest your food well. It helps. I think all of us with a standard American diet, we live in America. We don't all eat vegan or completely organic, perfectly organic. We all have things in our diet that don't digest very well. And so Essential Zymes 4 is a combination of enzymes that help you digest your food well.
Is it you said it's a supplement, so it's a supplement. Digestible.
Yep. So it says it helps target hard to digest foods like fiber, carbohydrates, dietary fats, and protein. And it's a time release technology. So we love this one in our house. My husband and I both take it pretty frequently. Another one is actually Christmas Spirit, which we have diffusing right now. Right. So you must need a little Christmas spirit. I don't know if you're feeling
definitely
the Christmas crush over here, but Christmas Spirit is a really fun blend again.
Get rid of my Scrooge, right?
Yes, I tend to get a little Scroogey as well. It's a combination of spruce and orange and cinnamon. So it's got the Christmas tree and the orange and the cinnamon all blended together, and it smells very good. So people typically will put this one in a diffuser. We like to diffuse it if we have people over during the Christmas season, or if the kids are getting a little out of sorts, we'll put that in, and everyone just tends to get back into shape. Another one on here is BLM, and that's a supplement for bones, ligaments, and muscles. And so it has, and I have here on my lap this reference book, and the reference book will tell you exactly which what is in the supplements and what the purpose is for that. And so that's something that you can just read through and see, oh, this would maybe be a good fit for me. And the last one, this is just kind of funny, but the last one is called Common Sense, and it's an oil that is blended. It has a bunch of different oils in it. Frankincense is one of them, and frankincense is great for helping you focus and helping you have just mental clarity. And so this blend is one that we kind of joke around about, like, oh, you definitely need some Common Sense oil. So John Mark might need a little Common Sense.
Maybe I do.
We'll
Maybe I do.
I don't know. So you did scan for that, and several other things, but it's just fun because it does give you a little bit of direction.
So it gives everybody kind of the top 10 that you can look at and see which ones you want to start to utilize, huh?
Exactly.
Nice.
So it's pretty interesting. And I will make sure that you get a copy of that.
Well, and that's something like that you could do for anybody, or how do you, like when you use that for somebody who's interested, is that kind of the, like how you get them started and like, hey, let's get you scanned kind of thing?
Sometimes. It depends on the scenario. So some people come to me and they say, okay, I've been watching you on social media. I'm really curious about Thieves household cleaner. Can you talk to me about that? And so we'll talk about the household cleaner, or they'll come to me and they'll say, we just are so ready for a healthy fall and winter season. What do you recommend? And so I usually will say, let's get some Thieves in your house. But sometimes people have a specific need, and I'll say, I'm not really sure which one would be a great fit for you, so let's do a scan. And then we would just get together and sit down and have kind of a one-on-one conversation, and I could do a scan for them. Okay.
And we'll talk about here towards the end of the podcast how our listeners, what if they want to come to like a live introduction workshop, some opportunities. So stay tuned for that, and you'll hear the details here at the end. But yeah, a few other questions that I would love to just go over that I've heard other people question. You kind of mentioned about safety with kids. I mean, you use it with your children. Is there kind of on the safety of it, is there any kind of reason why you would have somebody put on the brakes, like with essential oils, or like kind of say, hey, I'm not sure, like maybe you need to see like, a medical professional before we get started with this?
Typically, I don't recommend that if you're in some sort of health crisis or your child is in a health crisis, that you just jump into essential oils for the first time. I generally work with friends or people who are referred to me who are really just looking to stay healthy and well, or looking for just options to have a natural tool for their home. So I wouldn't recommend that if you're in some sort of medical situation that you turn to essential oils for the first time. Just because I'm not going to be liable for anything that you try. And I think that it's really important to have medical advice and to have your doctor's guidance and support. A lot of people that I work with in my business are coming from a doctor saying, my doctor thinks that lavender diffused in my diffuser will help me sleep better, or can you help me get some of that? And so it's definitely become a little more mainstream in that area, and doctors are definitely recognizing the benefits of using natural tools in your home. But also, as far as safety goes, today my son went into my purse. Typically, essential oils they're just part of our home. They kind of know how to respect them. They know which ones they use on a regular basis. But he went into my purse and pulled out a little spray bottle that I had made of perfume, and he sprayed it in his own face. And of course he started crying because he got, essential oils in his eyes. And the fun thing about oils is that they really, if you get an oil like peppermint in your eye, it will burn. It will feel like fire. But taking a little bit of coconut oil and just wiping it with a cloth or a paper towel or a cotton ball, just outside the eye will draw out that essential oil and just wipe it away. So I grabbed a paper towel and I wiped his eye down and I thought, oh no, how long is this going to go on? But it within a second, I said, is that better? And he said, oh yeah. So, and moved on, went on with his day. So same thing happened with my husband the first time he got oil in his eye. And I said, well, let me get some coconut oil. And he said, don't get near me with coconut oil. No more oils. And I said, trust me. And so we wiped out with the coconut oil. And sure enough, within a second, it was back to normal, because oil and water don't mix. You don't want to use water to flush the oils out. It won't flush them out. It will just
repel.
Yes, it will not work. So, so using a coconut oil or a grease, even an olive oil would work to get that out of your eye. But overall, ingesting, I wouldn't recommend that anybody ingest an entire bottle of oil. 1 or 2 drops of something in your mouth is not going to cause irreparable harm. It depends on what it is. A lot of oils to ingest in your mouth are actually very beneficial. So we haven't run into any cases where there has been a dangerous situation when it comes to that. You really and truly, I just tell people to use common sense. Keep your oils stored out of your children's reach and do what you're comfortable doing. In our home, they've just become part of our everyday deal and everyday life. And my kids are so used to them that it's not scary for them to be around oils. It's not scary for me for them to be around oils.
Awesome. So. Well, yeah. So, if one of our listeners, here in Knoxville, if they're really interested in kind of getting introduced, getting started, what would you say was like the first kind of step in that direction for them? What should they do? What's your advice?
I always advise that people do their own research on which company to go with. And there are certain things that I say to look for. Look for the source of where your oils are coming from. Young Living is very, very transparent with our farms, the farms that we partner with. We own probably, I think, 8 to 10 farms around the world. We partner with more around the world that have our standards. It's really important to look for what the standards are, and we're very clear on what our standards are. It's important to look at the reputation and interview people and talk to people and try sniffing different oils next to each other. I know that I can sniff one brand of lavender versus a Young Living lavender and know that it's a clear difference. You can tell that it's pure and from the ground and potent and all of that. But I would recommend just talking to somebody that you know and trust, and look for education opportunities. So there are almost always things going on Facebook. I am very social. I had no idea that my career would be done on social media, but here we are 4 years in, and it is very much a part of our everyday life. But I personally have a public Facebook page, and I promote classes all the time here locally in town, but also on Facebook specifically.
Like the classes, like for somebody just from the public, if they wanted to come to a class, kind of how's that process? Or
they
let us know.
Could reach out to me. Okay. We also have a classroom. We're called the Joydroppers. We like to drop joy all over Knoxville and the world. And we have a Joydropper Essential Classroom here in town over near Pellissippi Parkway and Kingston Pike. And we offer several classes a week. So you could contact me directly to find out our schedule. You could kind of Google around and look for it. We will probably provide a link to that with this podcast. Yeah. So that's a great way to find out as well.
Awesome. And then you guys have, I think, as we have it in our house, as like a starter pack. So that's oftentimes what an easy way to sample.
Yes.
To get started, sample some of the popular essential oils as well, right?
Right. So we always recommend that people start with a premium starter kit. I think if someone buys one bottle, say, of lavender, there's a very limited scope of understanding and education you can get about a lifestyle of using essential oils with one bottle. And so we recommend that the premium starter kit is where you start, and it comes with 11 oils, and they're our most versatile, our most basic, our most used. In our home, they're the most ordered. We reorder those and go through those the most frequently and use them the most frequently. So it's just a really good sampling of jumping into the lifestyle, even if you're just dipping your toe and you're wanting to gradually work your way into using them in your home and your family. It also comes with a diffuser, and there are several choices of diffusers, so people like to choose which one they get. It also comes with a wholesale membership to Young Living, and so we love that when you get your premium starter kit that you're connected to our community. For one thing, that immediately connects you to our Joydropper group. You get access to our Facebook groups. You get access to our local education, to people who can talk to you one-on-one. You just get a personal resource. Whereas if you're going to a grocery store and buying an oil, nobody's going to follow up with you and see how you're doing and see if you're learning about your oils. And so, but then the wholesale membership is 24% off of anything you order from Young Living going forward for life. There's no annual fee. There's no, hoops you have to jump through to get that membership. It's like joining Costco, only you're not paying
No
the
renewal
fee
needed.
Yeah. So that's been a really, really nice benefit of just having a personal education experience.
Nice. And talk with Julie, and she's been gracious to. We're looking to have a workshop, educational event for the Stay Healthy Knoxville community for the listeners, which we're planning on, January 31st? You want to tell kind of the listeners what that's about? And,
this would be, I believe, Thursday night. Let me double check while we're talking. Thursday night, January 31st, and it would be at our Joydropper Classroom, and we have room for 50, so fill it up. That would be great. Tell your friends. We usually meet at 6:30, so we could bank it at 6:30. And I would just honestly go through on a simple basis how to get started with essential oils, give tips on each oil that comes in our starter kit, because that's typically what people start with, and also a little bit about toxin-free living and just the ingredients that you want to look for going forward in your home, just to keep your family healthy and safe as far as ingredients go.
And we can put the details for that workshop just in the show notes for you guys, and some links to the address and where that's located. Do they need to register for that, Julie? Or?
No.
Okay.
No. We'll have a link, and you can RSVP, but it's completely open, so you can just show up. Okay.
And there's it sounds like there's not any fee.
There's no fee.
Okay.
Nope. We teach for free, and we love to have people come out to learn about oils.
Awesome.
Toxin-free living. Yes.
Well, great. I'm much more knowledgeable, I know, about essential oils. So thank you, Julie, for sharing just your knowledge with us. I'd love to wrap things up here with some of our last Knoxville-related questions that we've asked our other people on the podcast. So Julie, when it comes to Knoxville, just wondering, what's the next thing to do on your Knoxville bucket list, something you haven't explored or experienced around Knoxville?
One thing, now we are talking right now during the holiday season, and I have always wanted to take my kids on that train ride. Is it the Rambler?
We did it last year.
Did you really?
It was a lot of, especially with the kids. I would definitely recommend it.
Okay. I keep seeing my friends are taking their kids for the Christmas thing, and it's almost like the Polar Express experience. So I would love to do that with my kids. I would
highly recommend it.
Awesome. Well, that's good to hear. We love doing anything downtown Knoxville. It's been a lot of fun for us.
Well, kind of reverse. What's one of the favorite things that you enjoy around Knoxville? Just being in Knoxville.
I love anything downtown. We are actually, as we talked about, we're Clemson fans, but during football season, we love to go down for the Tennessee games and tailgate and just be part of the whole experience and the excitement and all the people. I love the farmers market on Saturday mornings. I think that's a great tradition that we have here in Knoxville.
Nice. Well, and then as far as your favorite restaurant you like to frequent?
Okay. I love any kind of Knoxville local joint. We're big fans of Nama. Love some sushi. Anytime we can't decide where to go, Aubrey's is almost always top of the list.
Is Nama opening up a new location?
Yes, they just opened actually like a block from my office.
Okay.
So
I remember seeing that somewhere.
Peters Road, I believe, in Kingston Pike. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So we love Knoxville joints. Try to keep it local.
Well, the last thing, I know we've talked about essential oils, but would kind of leaving our listeners with your best kind of tip or recommendation for just staying healthy. If somebody was going to ask you just what's your best tip there, what would you leave us with, Julie?
We have just found in my personal family experience over the past 4 years that it's very holistic. Just looking at your life as a whole, not focusing on specific areas, but eating healthy, exercising, staying healthy in your mind, and using tools like essential oils and supplements to boost your immune system and help your body systems work well together. For us, it took a lot of baby steps to get there, but now that we are there, I can't imagine going back. And I feel like, here in my almost mid-30s, I feel way better than I did in my 20s. And it's just because we're paying attention to what our bodies are saying. We're paying attention to what we're eating. And just realizing that I feel so much better when I'm making healthy choices than when I'm not paying attention and not making those healthy choices.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm a firm believer just, people have choices. If they choose to be healthy, they can enjoy the experiences of being healthy. It is work, and it does take some effort. Yep. But the flip side of choosing to not be healthy also has what I see as a much more detrimental effect.
Absolutely.
And cost to enjoying life. So that we definitely promote the work and the efforts, and we're hoping to help that make that a little easier for people here in Knoxville, so that they can continue to improve their health and getting and staying healthy. So Julie, kind of last thing, how can people connect with you if they want to find out more? What's the easiest way for them to get in contact with you?
There are several ways. They can find me on Facebook, which is the craziest thing in the world to say that's the easiest way to find me is on Facebook. My Facebook link is facebook.com/Julie Callis.
Okay.
JulieAnncallis.
We can put that in the show notes too.
We'll put that in there. My email address is julieanncallis@gmail.com. And my website is oily.life/Julie Callis.
All right.
So we'll put all that in the notes. I'm pretty easy to reach, and I love getting to talk to people about health and wellness and help them take their first steps.
Awesome. Well, I've enjoyed talking and learning tonight, so thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us, Julie.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right.
It's fun.
Thanks.
Thank you for tuning in to the Stay Healthy Knoxville podcast, brought to you by Simply Physio. If your pain is preventing you from staying healthy and active, and you'd like to avoid surgery, pain medicine, or just want to get back to doing the things you love in and around Knoxville, we offer both a free ebook and free over-the-phone consultation to help you figure out the root cause of your pain and the next best steps for resolving it. Find our ebooks online at simplypt.com/health-tips. There you will find ebooks for topics such as neck and shoulder pain, lower back and hip pain, knee pain, and TMJ. These quick-to-read reports will provide you with expert tips, tricks, and exercises to help solve your pain from the comfort of your own home. Just visit simplypt.com/health-tips to download your ebook and have it delivered directly to your inbox. We also offer free, no-obligation phone consultations with a doctor of physical therapy to Knoxville area residents. Just call us at 865-351-0615 or visit us at simplypt.com and click the Talk to a PT button on the home page to schedule a call with us. Thanks again for joining us, and we will see you next time on the Stay Healthy Knoxville podcast.